Without further ado, please allow me to welcome our first distinguished speaker of tonight, Jaideep Kulkarni. Jaideep is currently working as the General Manager Product Management at Michelin. He has over 17 plus years of IT experience in various domains like big data analytics, healthcare, life sciences, database products, search engines, customer relationship management, and ETL products. Jaideep is passionate about building digital and AI products. A very warm welcome to you, Jaideep. We
Hey,
are
thank you.
absolutely thrilled to have you here with us tonight. Handing the
Thank
session
you.
over to you.
Thank you so much. All right, so thanks for the introduction. I'll quickly jump onto my presentation. So can I share my screen now? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, because all right. Okay, is it visible to all of you?
Yes,
All
Jaideep.
right. Okay, so let me directly come straight to the point. Okay, let's not waste time. Okay, so I'm going to. So the need for a product mindset, the qualities of a great product manager, types of product managers, what we need, and finally what we look for during the interviews. Okay, this is the most important section. So I would give you some insights into what we are looking for, what has been my experience over the 17 years like on the product management, and I would give you some tips on how to transition from your current role into the product management role. Okay, so before I really talk about what skills you need, let me first try to build some context over here. Okay, this is very important. So the first and the primary quality I'm looking for is the product mindset. Okay, majority of the people, they get confused on this point. Okay, so they get confused with project management, product management. They are not able to bifurcate, they are not able to differentiate between these two roles. Okay, so let's see what those are. Okay, so just hold on, let me drag in. Yeah. Okay, so what is a project mindset? Okay, project mindset is basically execution oriented. Okay, so they basically, a project manager is concerned about what is the requirement, what is in scope, what is not in scope. Okay, if is the task on the roadmap, we have to do it. Okay, what are the timelines? Okay, the objective here is getting the stuff done quickly, meet the timelines and deliver. That's all. Okay, they are looking at the execution. But a product manager has a different mindset. He has a product mindset where he is basically focusing on how we can improve engagement, right? What problem are we trying to solve? Okay, what are we doing this? Is it going to really add value to our customers on the ground? How do we make it easier for our customers? Could we try this feature, that feature based on the current volatile market conditions? Can we boost our conversion rate by increasing the number of users, or maybe increasing our revenue by adding a very out of box feature? Okay, so they are basically outcome oriented. Okay, they are worried about the outcomes. They measure brutally and honestly measure the outcomes, and they are basically value driven. Okay, they are basically they focus on the value. Okay, so how much value it's going to derive and how I can maximize that value. Okay, that is the product mindset. Okay, I'll just speak on a couple of examples on the need for the product mindset in the current industry and ongoing projects that we have. So there was a company called Three Pillar. They came up with a good product concept. All right, the product concept, it was a hit with their customers. The customers couldn't wait to get into their couldn't wait to use that product. But somehow Three Pillar, they failed. Okay, they couldn't cash in to the product concept that was being showcased to their customers. Why? Because they were not able to convince the stakeholders to release the product to the customers before it was completed. So that they waited for the entire cycle to be completed, and instead of enabling the product concept at a very early stage, I mean the early adoption stage, they just took a lot of time, and then they, they delivered the product, and by then the market conditions were completely changed and it completely collapsed. Okay. Second example, this is a success story. Okay. There is a company called Card Munch. I'm sure you must be knowing about it. So they came up with a, out of box idea where they wanted to, digitize the business cards. Okay, they would just take a snap of their business card, and it would come into your contacts. Okay, so they wanted to completely digitize this completely process. But before, jumping on to, building a solution, they first sell the concept. Okay, they went for the early adoption stage. So what they did, they quickly built a simple interface, okay, very simple interface, where a users could upload a picture on the cloud. They manually, just to, showcase the concept, they manually, copied the information on the card and pushed the results back on the user's phone. Okay, where it could be automatically imported into their address book. Instead of, building the costly technology for character recognition and so on. Okay, they wanted to sell the concept first. Okay, it was a great hit. The concept worked like anything, and people liked it a lot. Okay, then they would, so first is build the concept, sell it within your consumers, base, customer base, showcase them. Okay, it works so well and so quickly that they were able to, sell it to LinkedIn in 2011 for over 2.4 million, and they never had to build the complete technology stack. Okay, so this is a success story of how product managers came into the picture, and they went for early adoption, they went for early selling of the concept, and then made their product successful. And then all the, the next parts like the development and the technology stack, cost, they all fall in line eventually. Again, WhatsApp is another success story. Okay, they started small and were able to reach to 900 million, in fact more than billion, with only 50 engineers. The company did one thing well. They pushed it at a very early stage and grew the user base incrementally, substantially, without growing its stuff. There are other examples of unicorn companies. We have Airbnb, Uber, Stitch Fix, which are, really into this particular mindset where they're trying to, they've started their engagements with the customers at a very early stage, and they are seeing the results. It's in front of you. Okay. So again, to differentiate between project manager and product manager, what they do, project manager is execution oriented, product manager is outcome oriented. Okay, the output of, the objective of the project manager is just the output, and the product managers are looking for the outcome. Okay, the responsibility of a project manager is, time, budget, resources, delivery, but here the product manager is worried about the goal. Okay, the matrix, are we really going to meet the matrix? What is the market fix? What is the how it's going to shape up in the market, and so on. All right, so what are the qualities of great product managers? Okay, so first, they should have a good product taste. What does it mean? Product taste means having the insights and intuition to understand the customer needs for a product in a given area. They don't depend on what their customers say. They go a step beyond, and they understand what their problems are. That is called a visionary person who, goes beyond what customer needs, and he delivers. For example, Amazon. Nobody asked in Amazon for a Prime membership. Jeff Bezos, went out of the way and provided the Prime membership, which is being liked by, hundreds and millions of, customers all around the globe. Okay, what product features will wow a customer or meet their core needs? Will it really solve their problem? Okay, because most of the time the customers themselves are not sure what they're looking for. So a product manager, I would call a product manager a visionary, based on his whatever research of the market, his experience in the technology stack, and his studies and his experience. He can guide a customer to build what he wants. He can innovate on his behalf, on customer's behalf. Okay, the next important quality is ability to prioritize. What is the value of the product? I can list down 1000 features, but out of 1000 features, which features I should be launching in the market, which features are going to click in the market, especially of the COVID, right? Where the market is so volatile, it is changing on day-to-day basis. How should I cope up with it? What the customer is, demanding? How should I prioritize my backlog? What features I should build? Ability to prioritize. Okay, ability to execute. Okay, again, a big part of product management is, it's to really negotiate very, very hard with different resources and stakeholders. Okay, he needs to convince a lot of people, like a lot of teams like engineering, design, legal, customer support, and other functions to execute on the product roadmap, so that he would be able to deliver that feature which is applicable for that time period. There is a cutthroat competition in the market. Okay, so before my competitor launch a feature, I should launch a feature and grab my customers attention. All right. Strategic sensibilities, very, very important in today's world. How is the industry landscape evolving? Like, I know, like, I've been involved in building some products which are providing good insights on how the market is changing day to day. What are the trends? What are the consumer sentiments? How they are changing? How is going to impact the total market share of my product, and so on. A product manager absolutely needs to have this particular landscape understanding. Okay, so strategic sensibilities, communication skills. Okay, so I think most of the job of a product manager, it boils down to understanding and then communicating the trade-offs to different groups. Okay, so a product manager he usually deals with different stakeholders. Okay, he doesn't have a team of his own. Okay, he interacts with the engineering team, he interacts with the architects, legal, marketing team. Okay, and so he needs to have a lot of convincing skills. Okay, so communication skills, metrics and data driven approach. You build what you measure. If you're not able to measure what you built, it's going to fail. As simple as that. So the part of the product manager role is to work with the engineering and the data science teams to define a set of metrics for the product team that should be tracked regularly. So, based on my experience, I find that there are 4 types of product managers. Okay, so one are the business product managers. They are very business savvy. They understand the business model absolutely well. They are good at synthesizing external customer requests, and they can, break down the external customer request into the product roadmap. Okay, technical product managers. For example, while you're building a technical solution like a database, like Snowflake, or maybe a ETL product on top of different Hadoop ecosystems, say for example. These are technical product managers, not necessarily they are architects. They know the technology. Okay, not necessarily that they are deeply involved, but they understand how they work. Okay, so they work very closely with the engineering on areas like infrastructure, search quality, machine learning, and they carve out a technical product. Okay, the next one are design product managers. They are very, very I would say incredibly talented people who actually are involved in the designing of a product. They are also called product managers. Okay, they are extremely talented in user experience, visual design, how to make it user friendly, how to launch and how to make it extremely appealing in the market. Okay, they may not have that much technical knowledge, but on the UX side, they are the pros. They are the best in the market. Okay, so design product managers. The next one are the growth product managers. Now these product managers are basically involved in ensuring how they can leverage different critical levers to increase the adoption. For example, if a technical product is in the market, how should I increase the usage? How should I monitor it? Okay, and then how should I manipulate all these levers so that I'll get maximum usage and growth for my product. Okay, they might also track the revenue which is coming out of a product. Okay, but what we need, okay, we have the different types of skills, we have different types of product managers, but what we need, so what we are looking for is a perfect blend. Okay, a combination where a product manager has a fair enough understanding of the technology. He is well aware of the technical stack on the latest 10 trends and technology trends in the technology domain. He understands the market. Okay, he absolutely understands the business model of his organization as well as the business model of his competitors in and out. Okay, he's absolutely value driven. He is just focusing on maximizing the value. Okay, people and communication. He should have that knack. He should have that skill to connect with people and convince the different stakeholders. Okay, most important, the fourth one, passion for building products with the right product mindset. You absolutely need to have the passion for building the products. If you don't have the passion, don't go for product management, because I tell you that if you don't have the passion, I think it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a tough time for you. Okay, so if all these four come together, then you become an ideal product manager. Okay, so what is a product manager? A product manager is nothing but a good product manager is a CEO of the product. Okay, he needs to know everything around him in the market. Okay, now let's see. Okay, what is passion? Okay, the first is the passion. Okay, I'll take a quote from Jeff Bezos. You all know he's the founder of Amazon. What he's saying. Okay, and let me before quoting him, I would like to emphasize that without passion for building value driven products, you cannot be a successful product manager. As simple. Okay, so what Jeff Bezos is saying, so there are many advantages to a customer centric approach, but here's the big one: customers are always beautifully, wonderfully dissatisfied, even when they report being happy and business is great, even when they don't know it. Okay, the customer wants something better, and you desire to delight the customer will drive you to invent on their behalf. Okay, a product manager is a kind of an inventor. No customer ever asked Amazon to create the Prime membership program, but it is sure turns out they wanted it. And I could give you many such examples. Okay, so what I've seen based on my experience, like in various companies, product managers, they just listen to the customer what they want. Okay, customer says I want this, I want this, I want this. Correct. Okay, so they just what they do, they just copy over the requirements, they put it in the backlog. Okay, they just prioritize, and this they inform the Scrum masters to execute the whatever the user story. That's it. Okay, but that is not the case. He's not a good product manager. Product manager should understand why he is asking for such requirements, what problem he's facing on the ground, what is his business model, can I offer him something which will help him to kill his competition. Okay, things like that. So think 10 steps ahead. Think what your customer is facing the problem on the ground, what is his background, why he's asking this requirement. Counter him, not challenge him. Like you can have a good interaction with customer and understand on the ground what the real problem is behind the scenes, because many of times I have experienced the customer doesn't understand himself, like what is he wants. Okay, so you need to get to the bottom and understand these things, and then propose a product which will really help him. All right, the next is technology. Yes, I do believe that a product manager has to be tech savvy. Okay, no second thoughts. So he should be aware of the latest technology stacks. Okay, he need not be an architect. He should understand. Okay, he should be aware of what are the different cloud platforms available in the market. Okay, GCP is one, Amazon Web Services. Okay, and so on. Azure platform, big data analytics. What is distributed processing? Hadoop, for example. Okay, Hortonworks, HDP. What are they doing? How they're making use of the distributed processing to faster process the data, and how to reduce the rendering time. What are the UI tools available? Tableau, Power BI, MicroStrategy. What is the best UI tool for visualization? How will it help the end users? Which is the best one to make their life easy? Okay, and so on. So he should be well aware of all the technological stack which is emerging within the market. Market and value driven. Okay, so understand the business model very well. Most of the product managers fail here. Okay, they need to understand the business in and out. Okay, understand their competitors, attend conferences, different conferences. Okay, so product managers, they have to travel extensively. They need to travel. For example, I have a competitor product. I'm working on a product. I have 10 competitors. I clearly make sure that I join their conferences like we have on the LinkedIn. I go to public maybe meetings where my competitor is trying to showcase some of this product. I do join those conferences. Okay, I gather some information. I do R&D of myself. R&D. I do a lot of research and development by myself. Okay, there are the various white papers which have been published. I go through them. Okay, and I just collect all this information together, and I try to understand, okay, what my competitor is really trying to achieve and what kind of market is targeting. That will help me to also recommend a better feature within my organization which will completely dent the competition. Okay, at the end, what we want, our organization to succeed, become number one. Okay. Understand market sentiments, especially after the COVID situation. It's completely unpredictable. All data science models have failed. All historical data has gone for a toss. Okay, so develop some products which will help you to understand how the market is changing. Develop some models, sentiment analysis models. Like we have 1 or 2 years of data since the COVID started. Try to join it, try to make it smarter, try to join it with external market indices, try to join it with global indices or countries macroeconomic indicators. Join it and understand how it is shaping up, how the sentiments are changing, what are they looking for. Okay, join this particular understanding along with your research and development from the first 3 points. Okay, you will get a clear picture where the market is going. Then come up with a product idea, okay, which will really add value to your customers. Maybe the value could be tangible, it can be intangible, both. Okay, the next is soft skills, very important. You should have good negotiation skills, and you should always negotiate based on facts. Okay, you should have some facts. For example, if somebody is countering you, you can immediately give an example of different competitor and put it in front of him, like, okay, this competitor has this product, this is the usage, and this is what it is. We need to better the competition by building this and this. Okay, so negotiate with facts. Okay, conflict handling. So you are working with different, you don't have a big team. Okay, so you need to resolve the conflicts between the team of architects, the engineering team, the legal, the marketing team. Okay, so conflict handling skills is very important. You have to be very patient, and you have to first listen to what are the impediments. Okay, listen first and then try to come up with a solution. Conflict handling, empathy. So in many organizations where the people themselves, they have some data but they don't know what to do with that data, and also they are very new in the digital world. Like digital processes have been introduced recently, especially in various manufacturing industries. So they are not very open to adopt the new technologies. They are very shy. I think you need to really respect their feelings and work very slowly with them. Try to slowly build a roadmap. Okay, so first show them the benefits of how digital solutions are helping the other organizations. Okay, so slowly you take them down the road. Okay, and then slowly they will understand the benefits. Then you work with them closely. You start with a small MVP, then showcase the benefits of those MVP, then slowly build the rapport, and then you take it forward. Okay, so build that empathy. Storytelling, I've seen people put jazzy PPT, creating a lot of animations and introducing very jazzy visualizations to tell the story. Keep it simple, don't make it complicated, because most of in manufacturing domains, like people they are not that technology savvy. Okay, so they need to understand the story end to end. Very simple, keep it simple so that it can be understood by everybody. Okay, all right. So what we look for really, so when we interview people, uh, we test him on these many parameters. Okay, the ability to think about new product ideas for a given scenario. We give some scenarios. For example, especially after the COVID, I want to understand how the customer sentiments are changing, and how their behavior trends are changing. What are their behavioral patterns? I give this particular scenario. Then we ask you to come up with some product ideas which will help me to understand it. Okay, it has to be really practical ideas. The ability to think how I can adopt the product at early stages. Okay, the first stage you give me some ideas, some 10 ideas. How will you adopt it? How will you make sure that it will reach to its maturity level? What is the roadmap? What are the MVPs? People sometimes they struggle to define the MVPs, minimum viable products. You need to break down the product ideas into a roadmap, and within the roadmap, different MVPs. Each MVP, how will you evaluate? What are the KPIs that you will define for each MVPs? Very critical. Okay, the ability to formulate metrics for the measurement of value. If you can't measure, forget it. Okay, so the skill to formulate the calculation. How would I, or maybe strategy? How would I, calculate, or how would I measure the success of this particular MVP? Okay, you need to be very clear on that. Okay, the ability to prepare strategy to realize the value at every milestone. How at the end of MVP, suppose I define 20 MVPs, at the end of MVP, how would I, realize the value? How should I valorize it? Okay, so define the strategy. Okay, based on the valorization, based on the feedback I get from the matrix, what are the actions I'm going to take? Shall I, revise my future MVPs, or what should be my strategy? So thinking about that. Okay, technical know-how, like we want to know, are you really tech savvy? Like, do you understand data? Do you know how to process the data? Are you aware of the basic SQL statements? Like, for example, this data is on the data lake, say, for example. Okay, how will you join, and how will you, make sense out of it? How will you join it? Okay, how will you collect the data together? Okay, we are not looking for Python developers, but we at least know how they want to join different data, and how they want to create a data model. They should have a good understanding of it. Okay, so data understanding, data science concepts. Nowadays we are into building data, AI data products. Okay, so basic data science concepts are very important. How will you measure a data science model? What are the KPIs? MAPE, okay, RMSE, root mean square error. Okay, how would you measure it? What are the different techniques within the data science? What particular model can be used for which particular problem statement on a higher level? Okay, knowledge of the domain, very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. Actually, this is, I believe this is the most important point. So if you are into, say, for example, manufacturing, you need to know in and out the manufacturing process. Okay, if you are into e-commerce business, you need to know e-commerce business in and out. Then only you may be able to come up with a product which will compete with Amazon. Maybe you need to have solid domain understanding of it. Okay, if you're building a database product, you need to be pro in the database concepts. All right, negotiating with the facts. Okay, so in God I trust, all others must bring data. That's all. It's as simple as that. Okay, negotiate but with facts. And the most important thing is how passionate the candidate is. What is his interest level? Is it really interested in building a product, or and how he's going to measure it? Okay, or he's just interested in building doing some project management. Okay, this is the feature, I will do this, do that, and create an MVP, and I will deliver. But what next? He needs to show what is his vision for that, his whatever product concept. Okay, he needs to show that interest. He should be very passionate. Okay, so I think I guess I have reached to the end of my presentation. So I would like to hear more from the participants. Like maybe we shall open up. I would be more than happy to interact with the budding people who wants to transition from their current role to product management role. So I would like to really hear about them from them.
Sure. Thank you, Jaideep, for the engaging talk with some great insights. And definitely, audience has a lot of questions here for you.
Okay.
We have a few questions on LinkedIn. Let's start with that.
Okay.
Right. So this first question is from Karthik Shiv Subramanya. How to gain product mindset? Yeah. How to gain product mindset for a project manager? Can you suggest technical know-how required for a non-IT person?
Okay. So maybe if you are a beginner, I would suggest you take up some course. Like this IPL is the best course for you. You enroll it, you understand what are the product mindset, what kind of product mindset is required. Okay, it comes with experience. Okay, so first, if possible, in your current project, if you get an opportunity to be part of a product management team, apply for it. Okay, learn from step one. Okay, immediately you can't directly shift to a product management role. So take the first step. Okay, join couple of courses, take up some courses. IPL is a very good course. You can take that up. There are other courses on Udemy. Enroll yourself for those courses. Understand what product management is. Okay, and also parallelly try to in addition to your work, office work, try to think of something which will add value to your existing project on which you're working. Okay, that would be the best way to start. For example, if you're working on your current project, try to think what additional value addition needs to be done from your client point of view. Talk to your project managers. Okay, and then definitely you need some mentoring. Without mentoring, you won't be able to do so. Get connected with some good product managers who can within your organization, who can help you in your endeavors. Okay, so this is how you need to start.
I hope, Karthik, that answers your question. And the next question is from Somajit Sarkar.
Hello,
What are the
Samajit.
future demand for the product managers over the world? How much secure is the job profile?
Absolutely secured. If you see, everybody is into product management. Everybody is into building products. For example, if you see Amazon, Jeff Bezos, you read about him. Okay, he it's completely product management. Okay, so product management has a great future. All right. So if you see the manufacturing organization, everybody is into product management. They want to build something where they can completely valorize. Okay, they want to offer something in the market to the consumers. Okay, a project manager, he doesn't think. So by product manager, I mean he needs to be a visionary. He needs to come up with some innovative idea, a product. So for your question, how it is it secure? Very much secure. Like I have my friends in Amazon and different, Microsoft, Google, and everybody is looking for good product manager who really, want to, launch a good product in the market. They are looking for these product managers, and especially product managers with data science background. Extremely demanding. Okay, so don't worry. So product management is the future. Everybody is into, offering, trying to come up with some of the other products. And yeah, so product management with the data science background would be an ideal one, and it is absolutely secured, and it is very rewarding. By the way, very taxing, but at the same time very rewarding. Okay, they have a hard time during their product, but if their product, sees the day of the light of the day, sorry, for example, then that particular role is extremely rewarding. Okay, and by the way, product managers, they directly report to the chief. They don't interact, they report to the chiefs, and their goals are completely linked with the bottom lines of the company. Okay, so extremely demanding and very good future growth for product managers for sure. Yeah.
Great. So this next question is from the Q&A window. Jaideep, you can also look at it while I reached out. So this is from Pariti Ilam.
Hello,
When we
Pariti.
say the product is outcome and value driven, which of these will be given more weightage and priority at the time of setting the metrics? Is it the customer value based parameters or revenue based parameters or combination?
It could be a combination. Okay, because why customer is asking you? Obviously because he wants to increase his revenue. He wants to have something better in the market. For example, I'm building a competitor of WhatsApp. What would be in? So it depends upon the scenario. For example, I'm building a competitor, a product for WhatsApp. My measurement would be the number of users who are using it. Okay, so that would be my measurement. Okay, for example, again for Amazon, the number of people who are buying products from Amazon, that would be my key metrics. Okay, by increasing the number of users, how much revenue I was able to generate, second metrics. Okay, so it is a combination of both. Okay, it depends upon the product that you're trying to build. Yeah.
Okay, a quick reminder to the audience, if you want to ask a question directly to Jaideep, please raise your hand and I can unmute you and you can go live with Jaideep and get your answers to your questions. Okay, we already have a few raised hands.
Okay. It's good that people are finding it interesting. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay, Arun, you're live. Please go ahead and ask your question. Arun Peter.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Jaideep.
Hey, hi.
When you mentioned a person like on what is the requirements of a good product manager, but you mentioned that domain knowledge will play a vital role for a good product manager. But a newbie like me, I'm working as a BPO support engineer for past 10 years, and I also done some people management. For me, I recently came to know about this product management, and I want to start with this. But as a part of the BPO domain, and whatever you mentioned, like domains like telecom, then e-commerce, these are the domains which comes with the product. But a newbie like me, how can I develop the skill, or how can I cope up with the persons to be a good product manager?
So you are working in the BPO process as of now? If I
Yes.
understand correctly. Okay. So what are the systems that you're trying to use in BPO? Say, for example, maybe some ERP kind of system where you generate your reports on daily basis?
I'm into, like, I cannot say into BPO. I'm into the support side. I'm into
Support
mainframe.
side.
Yes, the mainframe technologies. I'm also part of a technology mainframe.
Okay.
I handle only tickets and server maintenance, and also I do my people management, but I have not done any client-facing roles prior to this.
Fair enough. Okay, so you just mentioned about two things: ticket management, and the second one was maintenance. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
so okay, let's start with these two things. Okay, what are the things? What do you feel? What are the pain points in the ticket management? Think about it. Okay, is the ticket management happening properly? Like the if I raise up if I am to L3 support, L1, L2, L3, if
Yeah.
I know right.
Yeah.
So is the process efficient? What do you think? What are the gaps? Based on the gaps, try to think of some innovative solution which will completely fix this complete process. Maybe try maybe if you're using a system, maybe
Yes.
you have your own software. What feature I would introduce into it which will make this L1, L2, L3 process efficient, and so that I would be able to meet my SLAs in a very efficient time. What is that? It's just the first step. Okay, think about, at least start thinking in that particular direction. Okay, in maintenance of a product, why we need to maintain, what are the major bottlenecks, what is the downtime, how can I ensure that there is zero downtime, can I introduce some feature which will ensure that if there is a downtime, then all the previous history is recovered within no time, within very okay, so that the rendering time to the user is not prolonged. So the user would be able to get notifications, and immediately all his historical data will be restored. Can I add some feature to it? Can I make it more effective? Can I make it more user friendly? Okay, for your company, think about that, think on those lines. Okay, along with that you also build your technical knowledge, like you work on mainframe, but see, okay, for all these tickets, all this maintenance work, where is the data going? Are we capturing this data? Are we storing the data? Where we are storing the data? Are we having a database where I'm storing the historical ticket data? Can I copy all the historical ticket data? Can I do some analysis on top of it? Okay, so can I build some models by my own? Like for example, just go to Udemy and enroll yourself for some of the basic data science model building, and use some of the concepts, some of the methodologies, and see whether I can utilize my tickets, historical tickets, to come up with some useful insights for my higher ups, for my management. What are the risks, kind of thing, right? So these are the things that you can think of. Then the second thing is, take some mentorship, get in touch with your some of the person who has already worked on product manager. Okay, take some help. Okay, and this is how, but at least the most important part is the mindset. Start thinking in that direction. I gave you some hints, but probably I think you got it, what I'm trying to say.
Yes, yes, I got it, but see, what I heard from
Arun,
you.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but we have to move on to the next question because of the time constraints. Please continue this conversation, by scanning the QR code, which will be giving at the end of the session. I'm so sorry to cut you, but Vishal, you can go ahead and ask your question now. Vishal Guleria.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you so much.
Just give me 1 minute. I'll just put the battery back up. Okay, this is running low. Just 1 second. Sorry about that.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, please go ahead. Ask your questions.
Jaideep, I am into IT for last 12 years,
Okay.
and I am working in a product company here.
Okay.
I'm managing a team of technical support engineers, and I have no prior background of product management. However, I know what product manager does, and I have some colleagues also whom I interact with. They are product managers.
Okay.
In the next month, second week, I have an interview lined up for product management role,
Okay.
and they're expecting someone who has experience of around 4 to 5 years as a product manager.
Okay.
However, I got a suggestion from somebody who is already there in that company that I can also apply if I study something, and if I can prepare, then I can apply for the role and I can crack it. I just wanted to understand what are the basic things that I can study to be able to crack this interview, which is going to happen next 2 weeks.
Okay. So your name is Vishal, right?
Yes.
Okay, Vishal, can I be honest with you?
Sure.
Okay, so I assume that if you're applying for a product management role, the interviewing panel would be very experienced product managers. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so my suggestion is don't go for this interview as of now, because if you are facing an experienced product manager, they will be able to find out whether you have your background experience or not. Okay, to be very honest, this is my honest experience. Okay, so if you want to really appear and take a feel of what the interview is. What I suggest is, learn about what is a roadmap. Okay, learn about MVPs. Okay, come up. So I'm sure in your interview, the product manager is going to give you a scenario and he will ask you to come up with a product idea and build it strategically. So he will ask you what the product you would build, how would you define the roadmap for that product, what are the MVPs that you would define, what are the metrics you will measure to measure the success of the products. These are the 5 primary questions on which he is going to grill you. And if you do not have actual practical experience, believe me, man, it's going to be really tough. Huh? So honest opinion to you. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you, Jaydeep. I just want to share something with you.
Okay.
Very quickly, I'll share with you.
Okay.
One of my managers who was working with in this company,
Okay.
he actually is there in that company as a director of product management.
Okay.
And not before, just 1 year ago, he was working as my title in here in this company as a technical support manager.
Mm-hmm.
And he cracked an interview of director of product management. I know he had done some certifications from your company, from product leadership, design
Mm-hmm.
thinking, and
Okay.
some other various certifications. And he around maybe 13 or 14 certifications he did from LinkedIn and some other places. He
Mm-hmm.
was able to crack the interview as a director of product
Mm-hmm.
management there. And in this company, he was working as a technical support manager. So he's the
Okay.
one guiding me, but I just wanted some professional help also.
Yeah, correct. So I'm not sure what kind of product management they are into, but definitely for my organization, like we are really looking to an actual product manager who really has an experience. Like, okay, so certifications, you have, knowledge. Okay. But if you do not have the practical knowledge, you won't be able to convert your knowledge that you've gained from certification into actual roadmap. And that is where we are testing the candidates. Okay, so yes, please go ahead. If that is the case, I'm not sure which this organization is, and in spite of not having a product management experience, he directly got a job of director product management. So I'm a little surprised, to be very honest. But this is my honest opinion. You take up a course. Okay, do some maybe what I suggest is pilot projects, I would say.
Okay.
First, work on some pilot projects. Okay, so for example, maybe take anything. Maybe so the first question product manager is going to ask you, have you built any product in your experience, in your whatever, in your past? What would be your answer? So think about it. So think about what product you have already built. Okay, then how did you create a roadmap for it? All right, how did you measure it? How did you ensure that it was successful? Okay, what were the parameters? Who are the customers? Who are the users of your product? All these questions are going to be assigned. So first decide what product you built in the past, and just try to connect the dots around it. So I think this is the suggestion from my side. But what I would suggest, honestly, for your benefit, take some time, and then once you get comfortable, go for some trial interviews with IPL, maybe this particular organization. Do some trial interviews with some people, see how you're faring. Okay, once you get comfortable, then only appear for it. That is what my suggestion
Thank
is.
you, Jaideep.
Thank you,
And
Jaydeep.
Yeah.
yes, and thank you for that question, Vishal. And audience, please hold on to your questions while we move on to the next part of the session. But before that, Jaideep, we
Yes.
appreciate your time and effort put into this keynote, and appreciate you coming forward and sharing your insights with us. So from the Institute, here is a certificate of appreciation, a small gesture.
Sure.
So
Thank
if
you.
you scan the QR code on the certificate, it will take you to a dedicated Hall of Fame page we have created for you, which will hold the recording of this session.
Okay, great. Can I get the certificate offline as well?
Yes, definitely. Please,
Okay.
if you can, stay back till the end of the session and we'll answer more questions. But if not, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I need to drop. I have another call, so probably I'll just drop, and maybe I'll get in touch with you offline for this certificate. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Had a great time. Okay.
Thank you. Now, audience, for the next part of the session, I'm very delighted to introduce our eminent speaker, Vikas Jain, who is the alumnus of the Institute of Product Leadership. Vikas is an experienced product and business professional and is currently the product manager at Waycool app, a B2B fruits, vegetable, and grocery ordering platform for hotels, restaurants, and wholesalers. He's currently building disruptive tech-based products with Waycool and believes that disruptive products can create a better lifestyle for customers as well as sustainable growth for the businesses. Vikas is a startups and product enthusiast and has majorly worked with edtech startups. He is here to share his experience on how his association with our institution has helped him shape his career. Over to you, Vikas.
Hey, hi everyone. Thanks for the warm introduction, and thank you very much for giving this opportunity to host, to speak in front of the wonderful audience. I hope all are doing well in these pandemic days and working from home, maybe. Okay, so we'll start with the presentation, but I would like to keep it with more interactive session. So sharing my presentation screen, just shout it loud if it is visible. Yeah, I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, we can see your screen, Vikas.
Okay, fine. Thanks for the confirmation. So my session and my talk will be my talk will move around the product management transition and how I did basically. But before this, I would like to start with a beautiful and very simple game. So here are two very famous personals. I would like to participate with you guys and just try to answer who are these guys. So who is the first one? Can anyone tell me who is the first one?
You can put your answers in the chat section, folks. Because you can see the answers in the chat window.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Most of them have got them right.
Yeah, so most of them are saying the right answer, Elon Musk. And who is the second one? Okay, one is saying Doge father as well. Yeah. Okay, Jeff Bezos. Okay, Steve Jobs. Okay, majority of you are saying the correct answer. The first one is Elon Musk and second one is our beloved Steve Jobs. Okay, why they are very famous? You can see the background in each and every person's background. There is a product. Okay, just look at the Elon Musk picture and you can find the Tesla Motors. And when you heard about Elon Musk, you will see the Tesla Motors, the rockets, and many other financial products like PayPal and other products as well. And regarding the Steve Jobs, you can see the beautiful mirror selfie having the Apple logo and Apple phone itself. And people are saying that I need to sell my kidney to buy the Apple. So they created a beautiful product. They are not just CEO, not just a company holder or company owner. They are the product manager as well as the product leaders. They both are very obsessed with respect to their product. They wanted to create the disruptive product and that can disrupt the ecosystem as well as the dynamics of the market. Right now, you can see the entire automobile industry is running just behind the Tesla. They just wanted to produce the electric vehicles. And same with Apple. Everyone wants to, once the Apple created the smartphone, everyone rolled their eyes and wanted to go into the smartphone industry. That's how the beautiful and the great product manager creates the great product and the ecosystem around the products. Okay, but how they can create the product and how can you become like one of them? So you need to learn the management of the product. So this is the picture. Maybe a couple of guys or maybe most of you have seen this picture over the internet. So product management is all about the three aspects. Number one is business. Number two is UX, that is user experience. And number three is technology. Every product is built around these three aspects. And once you become a master of all these three segments, you will be called a product manager and eventually a product leader over the years. But what are the different aspects about? And should I be expert over the business, user experience, and technology as well? That is a very difficult task. And no one can become an expert of all these things. Even not Elon Musk and Steve Jobs as well. So you can see there is an intersection of all these things. So you should know the functional knowledge of all these three, and you should leverage the expertise of your employees or other colleagues to create a great product and create a really great impact. But before moving this, what is the product roadmap? How we can create the product around this technology or around these skills? So as also Jaideep was also saying that you have to start small and then go shoot for the star or shoot for the moon. So this is the product roadmap process you need to follow, even in the preparation as well. So basically, to create a product, you need to come up with a concept. How you will come up with a concept? Basically, you can take interview of user, you can take a business problem, you can take a real life problem, and you can test that problem around with the users or with the stakeholders. For example, way back in the past, Elon Musk took a problem that there should be a financial medium to transfer money in a digital sense. And then they created a PayPal, and eventually Paytm is following the same path in India. So basically, you have to take a concept, you have to take a problem, and you have to test around it. After testing or before building the solution, you should do the analysis whether this test is or whether this solution is feasible enough to go into the market or not. Then you have to definitely check the solution with the help of interviews as well as the analysis. Is it done? No. You have to position your product in the market. So for example, Google has always positioned its product like Google Karo. It's become a verb. Same with Paytm. Paytm also positioned its product like Paytm Karo. Again, it is becoming a verb. So you have to position your product in the market, that your product is selling something great. And then you start selling something. And while you do all these things, after doing all these things, you will build a sustainable product and a sustainable business over the product. So this is the pathway you need to follow to create a product and to sell the product and services in the market by following this product roadmap. But before moving forward, I would like to know from your points, which is your favorite product? And why do you like their product? Any product, if you want to tell me. Google. Okay, one is saying Google. All-time favorite. I own also. Vishal is saying Google. Any other? I'd really appreciate if you tell me your favorite product. Ashish is saying about the YouTube, Spotify, Ghana.com, Myntra, Netflix, our best time pass, Netflix, Brave browser. Again, this is a great product. Okay, fine. Swiggy, Karthik is saying Swiggy, and many other. So these are the product. Basically, you are remembering it because you are using it on the daily basis. You cannot imagine your life without having those products around yourself. For example, Google. Just imagine for a couple of days, Google disappeared. What will be your life? How will you live? This is nearly impossible to imagine our life without Google. Okay. So for example, Netflix, for some person, Netflix is a real best friend or BFF of, in the weekends. So this is the impact you want to create as a product manager while following a path or building a product around this path. Now, this is the path I will tell you, but you don't have to follow the entire path, and you don't have to think that I have to build a Tesla-like car in a single version or the first version. So there is a concept called minimum viable product. You really need to think down and prioritize your all features. What are the different features we need to keep it, and what are the different features we need to remove in the very first version? Basically, as the word suggests, it should be minimum and viable, obviously, product. That means it should have the minimum feature to create an impact in the market or to solve the problem of the user. And while you build a minimum viable product, you have to continuously iteratively test your product against your belief or against your existing product. While you test, you will come up with more feedback from the market or from the user or from the even the critics. And then you will build another version that is called extended MVP. That means the version second. And then you will create a viable product. And the entire cycle will run into the loop. So this is the product management roadmap process you have to follow to create the sustainable and the impactful product around the globe. For example, Swiggy. One of Karthik has said that Swiggy is his favorite product. So just compare the the first version and right now how Swiggy is doing. It is completely revamped. The experience is completely revamped at all. Same with Google, same with Netflix, same with Facebook even. And same with Instagram. We all love to use Instagram a lot. Instagram recently released a new feature called Reels. But way back when Instagram was, it was more about the photographs. And suddenly story, Reels, snaps, and a lot of things have come up. So that's how they evolve. They first build the MVP product, then extended MVP, and then the various version of product according to the user feedback. So you also have to follow this process while in your preparation as well. You have to learn the key skills and then add on skills and then multiple skills over those skills. So, but what are the different skills of product management? But before this, you should understand what is the product life cycle. So every product will go through the 4 life cycle. One is introduction, second one is growth, third one is maturity, and fourth one is decline. Unfortunately, every product has the decline state. In the first stage, as you can see, the product development testing is very core feature or core part one need to focus. Second stage, which is the growth stage. So once the minimal viable product has been achieved, that means user is very happy with your product. They are willing to use your services or product. The product should be into the growth stage. And that's how a lot of startups can have seen the growth of their products. For example, Paytm, for example, Byju's, for example, Swiggy, Netflix, and a couple of more. And unfortunately, after this stage, the product start declining. And there will be a maturity stage in which the product becomes mature enough. In this stage, company needs to do a lot of innovation to sustain their market share or to sustain their product in the market. For example, smartphone industry. So right now, smartphone industry, there are a lot of players. Smartphone industries is very saturated. That's why they are doing a lot of innovation. They are coming with the foldable smartphone. They are coming with the gaming smartphone and a lot of things. And unfortunately, last but not least, the decline phase. Anyone can tell me the great product, one company which has built a very great product, but suddenly or slowly it declined in a very big hole. And right now, no one is remembering that product. Anyone? Snapdeal, Orkut, BBM. Great. These are the product. Nokia, Kalyan, very good. Nokia, BlackBerry, Google Lens. Yeah, definitely. All this product, even the particular Nokia one, we all used to have, Nokia was a part of our life basically. Nokia was a part of our life. We were having a Nokia in our lifestyle, but suddenly no one is buying a Nokia phone just because it just followed the entire life cycle. So how to overcome these things? Right now, Samsung is sustaining, Apple is sustaining, but Nokia didn't sustain. Why? Any reason? Why Nokia failed? Even Uber Eats. Clubhouse is a new product. APAJ is saying Clubhouse, but Clubhouse is in the growth stage. Anyone can tell me why Nokia fall out? Anyone? Yeah, Vijesh is saying Android. Okay. Niranjan is saying that they refuse to adopt the new technologies, didn't innovate. Definitely, all these are the self-explanatory answer. Just because Nokia didn't evolve themselves according to the market and user need. That's why it becomes from great product to very less used product. Basically, it declined. So the great product manager is the product manager who thinks about the all four stage. He start from introduction and then till maturity, he will be enjoying the perks or the benefits or the market share. But when the product touches the maturity cycle, he should think about revamping it. And that's how Samsung, Apple, and all this company and all the other great products, for example, Facebook, Instagram, they all revamp themselves and they become more mature in the market. But to do all these things, what are the different skills one need to have? So these are the core competent skill product manager should have. So number one thing, you can see there is a map in which on the outer side we have written the hard skill, and the innermost circle we have written the core competency, that is a soft skills. I would like to start from the soft skills. So the first soft skill the product manager should have the communication. The second one is execution. Third one is leadership, prioritization, and a couple of more. But why the first is communication? The basic funda is that what you think, what you know, and what you want to develop, it should be communicated to each and every individual in the company, or I can say with the stakeholders. Because as a product manager, you will be aligned with a lot of people. You will be sometime talking to the marketing team, you will be sometime talking to the technology team, you will be sometime talking to design team, and lot of things are coming in your head. So you need to have a very good communicator, and you need to have a very good prioritization skill, because when a lot of things are there, which are the different things is having the direct impact on the business, and what are the different things you need to remove from your day-to-day life to create more focus or to create a more product in a sustainable business. You need to do prioritization as well. So these are the core competency you need to work on. And apart from this core competency, you should have the business acumen, because ultimately the product manager is the guy who will say, hey, give me some money and I will give you the sustainable business growth, or I will give you the sustainable business results. So you should have the business acumen. That's how this strategy or this product is going to impact the business goals or business metrics. For example, Apple did it very well. So the product manager of Apple are right now on the sky, because anyhow, Apple, the price of Apple is nearly 1 lakh rupees, and everyone is happily buying Apple by paying 1 lakh rupees. Not everyone, majority of the portion of the people, and it's very great business. They have very great revenue as well as the profit. So you should have the business acumen, and these are the different segmentation of the business acumen: market research, opportunity analysis, problem definition, and a couple of more. After having the business acumen, you should do the user empathy, because a good product manager always thinks in terms of user. And finally, the product manager is the voice of end consumer. So whenever you speak your mouth, you are not telling about your idea, you are just creating the story of user. You are just telling about the user. Hey, this is the user, how he thinks. I am a user, how I will use this product. So you have to really envision the idea of user in your mind before pitching your any idea. And there are a couple of framework to test the user empathy. For example, usability testing, persona development, and more, much more. When you marry the business idea or business acumen with the user empathy, then a great strategy will be arrived or will born. With the great strategy, which is called the product strategy in terms of product domain, you should design the product. Now the design phase start. So in the design phase, we have different segmentation or different path. For example, the prototype creation, ideation, mock-ups, wireframes. These are the couple of tools or couple of things we will teach how to do. And then once you build the product, with the help of business team, with the help of design or UX team, user experience team, and you design, you will pass this product design to the development team. And development team develop the product. And when you launch the product, you have to really dig down to the data to identify the different patterns. So you should be able to understand the data. You should have a good acumen of data analysis. And you might know many of them, many of you guys maybe come from the analytical background, who are having the different skill set like SQL, R, Python, A/B testing, and many more. So basically, a product manager is like a prime minister. I finally said PM is similar to prime minister. Product manager is similar to prime minister, who should understand the the internal aspect of the product as well as the external aspect of product, and able to communicate all those things to the team and can drive the product innovation across the organization. So basically, these are the things you need to aware about. At least you might be skilled in the data analysis, but you must be aware about the business acumen. So you might be skilled in the user empathy, but you must be aware about the product design cycle. So at least you should be aware about all these things and try to acknowledge try to build your competency around this field. Now, let's talk about how I transition in this field. So basically, I was not from the product management background. Funnily, I was not even from the technical background, that is not from computer science background. I did my BTech in mechanical engineering. So how I started these things and then how I landed my product management job or product management career. So you can see here the roadmap, the small shop. So when I was young, I used to help my father in his shop. So we were having a small ready-made garment shop, and I used to go there and try to learn the different business aspects. And that's how I learned the business. Then when I was in college, I was working with this different startups. I was helping them out to create business strategies and to create the positioning statement, how they should position their product in the market, how they should create the brand strategy, and various aspects. So by this A1 and A2, I learned the business acumen. And that's how my business acumen grow. Then, to understand the product and different other domains, I really dig down and understood the products by tearing down the different products. So I literally used to open, for example, Swiggy app, and literally used to see what is the user flow, how user is flowing from one page to second page, what are the different drawback, and a couple of more things. That's how I learned a different aspect of the product, how the user experience should work, how the design should work, and a couple of more. And then after this, I thought that why not to have a formal training? So that I joined the ICPM Flex program to learn from the expert in the industry. So this is the formal training I have did. And eventually I landed a job into product management. And still I'm saying I've done my on-the-job learning as well. So this is the pathway I followed to go into the product management. But funnily, and the best part I can say, the best way to learn the product management is always do the on-the-job learning. So whatever organization you are working, whatever your profile is, you have to think like a product leader. Just put the product's lens or product shoe and think in terms of user, and think in what is the different business benefit you are giving to the organization while building the product. So for example, you are a delivery manager. Just don't think about the delivery. Think about the entire product life cycle, how this delivery is impacting the user, how this product is impacting the user, how this product is impacting the business, and the various aspects of product management. What is the different feature? What are the main key feature I would like to add? What are the different key feature I would like to remove? And a couple of more things. Okay, let's do a fun exercise. I think all are using the WhatsApp. You guys are all using the WhatsApp. Is it? Say a big yes or no. Yes. Alpita was asking what is the go-to-market strategy. Yeah, Alpita will come back to this point. Okay. So what is the key feature do you like in WhatsApp? What is the main key feature? Only single feature do you like in WhatsApp? Chat. Vishal is saying chat. Blue tick. Okay, funnily, Karthik is saying blue tick. Quick chat. When I see my message was delivered, that's also good. Alpida. Status. Ability to communicate across geographies. Rather than playing for the SMS card, stay in connect with my network. I can use Wi-Fi. Who reads in a group? Okay. Now you started thinking like a product manager. The moment when you dig down into WhatsApp and the moment you thought that the blue tick, the chat, the read caption, the integrated call and messaging, that means you are thinking like a product manager. This is the key feature you have come up. And funnily enough, I still remember I have read somewhere when this thing has been discussed with the WhatsApp team that how users should be able to know that the message has been read or not. Then funnily a product manager said, why not design a simple blue tick? If the message turned into the blue tick, we'll have the blue tick, that means the message has been read. So this is the power of envision. When you envision the things and when you dig down and think in terms of user, you will become a product manager eventually. And so let's do the second exercise. We have talked about the favorite feature, but what is the most disliked feature in the WhatsApp? If you are a product manager of WhatsApp and you have given a chance to remove a single feature from the WhatsApp, what will be that feature you want to remove from WhatsApp? No privacy in the last time. Polling. Restricted no number of status 1%. Background change. Status. Addictiveness. Addictiveness is not a feature, Vishal. It's a human behavior. Okay. Think hard and just let me know. That's how you will become a product manager. That's how you will think like a product manager. Restrictive logins with respect to devices. Spamming my device memory. Okay, fine. So a lot of answers are there. And funnily, one answer is that background change. So remember, when is the last time when you changed your WhatsApp background? Maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, or maybe a couple of years ago. And many people are there like this who haven't changed their background at all. So this is a key feature. Which is not creating a significant impact in the user as well as the business behavior. So that's how you learn. That's how you think about the product management. The blue tick don't appear because of hacks used. This should be removed. Reduce the app size. Again, Arun, that's a nice point. How can we make users' life simple? Now you can think over like a product manager. What is the best feature versus what is the most disliked feature or worst feature? So that's how you become a product manager. You have to keep thinking a lot in terms of product manager. You have to ask a couple of questions, and the two questions will definitely help you to find number one, what is the best feature I would like to continue with, and what is the worst feature I would like to remove as a product manager. And just open your mind and think wisely. Now, let's talk about my organization and what I do in my organization. So my organization is Vekul, and the complete company name is Vekul Foods and Product Private Limited. And this is nothing but a supply chain automation organization for foods, vegetable, and grocery industries. So basically what we do, we connect with farmers, FPOs, and different aggregators, and just take the fruits and vegetables from them and collect them in the collection centers. And then we just supply this fruits and vegetable after having the quality check definitely to the distribution centers. In the distribution center, we just analyze our demand and supply. And if supply is shortfall, we intend other supply fruits and vegetables from the market. And then we supply this thing or we distribute this thing to different modern trade stores like Reliance, like More, and various supermarkets, different hotels, restaurants, and caterers. And we also export and import. We also supply the groceries to the different general trade, that means local kirana stores. We also build our own brand like Freshie, which is available on Amazon and other portals. We also have our own retail store, just like the More and Reliance Fresh, that is named Sunny Bee. And we also have a Pragati Direct business. This is a B2B supply chain business. So this is the entire life cycle from collection from the farmer to supply to the different businesses. And we believe that we are revolutionizing the supply chain from farm to fork. To build all this supply chain analytics, to build the product around this, one need to really think about a different aspect of the supply chain and different aspect of the user as well as the business. Now, what I do in the complex junkie cycle, so basically I am a product manager for vehicle app, and we build a solution for the modern trade, hotels, restaurant, and the general trade. So basically, we have built an app which will, I can say basically it's a B2B big basket. So anyhow, you can order from our app and it will be delivered in this next day. So why I'm telling you, because just to understand the different cycle of the product, this is one example from the agri-commerce industry, but whatever industry you are working in, for example, you might be working in the edtech industry or food tech industry, just envision the entire supply chain cycle, envision the entire process cycle, how the product is moving and how you can build a product around this. So last but not least, this is a beautiful image I would like to say, share. Before and after, so there is a product, one guy is into the product, and after that he is very charmful. And who is this guy? Can anyone tell me who will be this guy? Great, Alpita. User, definitely user. Any other answer? So Alpita was saying that it is a user, product manager, me, product head, MVP to product itself, happy customer. All are the beautiful answers, definitely. But this person will be definitely a product manager who build the product and very keen or very excited after building this product. Definitely user who use the product and very delightful, having the very delightful experience. So you might be delightful after using the Instagram or after using Google or after using YouTube. But one major thing we all miss, this is the business person as well. So the product manager job is not to focus on the user experience. He should also focus on the business as well. So while after using the product, the user as well as the business management team should go like this, the happy places. So that's all about the product management and how I transition in the product manager. Thanks all of you. Now shoot your questions.
Thank you, Vikas, for this informative and insightful session. You have provided some really great tips for our audience to move ahead in their career paths. So audience, a quick reminder to you all again, you can come forward, raise your hand and ask questions directly to Vikas. Okay, so we already have a few hands raised, so let's start with that.
Sure.
This question is from Nakul Khandelwal. Please go ahead and ask your question. Nakul, are you online? Okay, anyways, I'm going to unmute Arjun now. Arjun Sharma, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Vikas.
Hi, Arjun.
Thank you for the wonderful, webinar. So just to, brief about myself, I'm a technical project manager. I started my career as a developer and then, moved to project manager from quite few years now. I've been working with brands from US, helping, developing their products day in, day out, working with many customers. And, because of that, I'm pretty, interested in product management. I really like the life cycle of creating a product from root to, and completing it to like basically creating a minimum viable product and, creating beta versions and, at the end, creating the version which we are asked for. So, my question is, when we talk about product management, my first question is, let's say, you join a company. How's your first day look like? And my second question is, where do you usually start your product research? One answer is, of course, find the gaps. But then, let's say you join Google. Where's the gap?
Correct.
Where's your research level starts? What's your starting point, basically? And how's your
Uh,
first day looks like in product management?
Sure, Arjun. Thanks, Arjun, for asking an insightful question. This is a very great question. How to start thinking like a product manager? How you should start your product researching? So first question, I would like to start with the first question. When I joined my first company, how my first days looked like. So frankly speaking, even the first day, just forget about the first day. For the couple of months, even you have to be very curious in your company to understand the different aspect of the product, because you might have joined the company or joined a product in between. So many cycle has been passed for the product. So for even for the, I would suggest for first 90 days, just explore the thing. Just ask a lot of question.
Mhm.
Just go into the problem solving. Because as Arjun, you are saying that you are a technical project manager. That means you can solve the technical problems, or you have the better understanding of technology. So just start with the technology and slowly interact with the design, development, yeah, different business stakeholder, maybe compliance, maybe marketing, and just interact with and try to ask a lot of questions. It will
I
give
see.
you a couple of benefits. Number one, it will create a great relationship. Number two, it will solve your internal curiosity. And number three, definitely you will have a great understanding to move into your project or product.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. Second thing, as you are saying that how to start the product research.
Uh-huh.
For example, you are saying that you have joined Google or any other company, but definitely there are a lot of things happening around the globe and how to start these things. So according to me, first of all, you should understand the business, because as a product manager, your job is to, you will say definitely, just give me the money, I will give you the business result. That's it. Just
Right.
give, I'm repeating, just give me money, I will give you the business result. That is the single and topmost end goal of the product manager. So you have to drive the business end goal. So that means you have to start from the business. You have to understand the different business model and how the business is, how the things are impacting on the business. Number two, after understanding the business, you should go and talk to a lot of researcher. Then you have to understand the user, because the product of the businesses who created the business around any product or any services, if they are not sustainable enough or they are not delighting the customers, they will fade out. For example, Nokia started well, but they didn't evolve. They didn't understand the user's mindset. They didn't understand the market dynamics. And right now, the rest is history. We are not able to see Nokia and many more companies like this. So you have to understand the user as well. Once you understand the business and the user, then you should enroll other people like maybe developer, maybe designer, to fetch out the different different solution of the problems. So my suggestion is to understand the business, understand the user, find out the different problems around this. Just pick couple of problem which is having the gap in user as well as the business said, and then start revolving around this.
Interesting. I'll definitely look forward to.
Thanks, Arjun. That
Thank you
will
so
be
much.
nice.
Yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Rajat, for that great question. And thank you, Vikas, for answering that brilliantly. So we'll take this one last question in view of time constraints, Vikas. I hope that's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay, so this is from Swastik Dash. It's in the Q&A window. Being an individual contributor role, how can a product manager make the engineering team develop the features in time to roll out to the customers? Basically, if people don't report to you, then how do you make them listen to you?
Okay, okay. Can you once again repeat the question, because a lot of things are there I need to answer. Can you
Sure.
just, yeah.
Being an individual contributor role, how can a product manager make the engineering team develop the features in time to roll out to the customers? Basically, if people don't report to you, then how do you make them listen to you?
It's a really great question, Swastik. Thanks for asking this thing. First of all, this is not an individual contributor role. As a product manager, you will not be an individual at all. You will be surrounded with the people, and you have to have empathy with the different user. You have to have the communication skill as well as the leadership skill to influence the other people. So first of all, the first answer is this is not an individual role. This is a very collaborative role. Number two, how you will influence the engineering team. Okay, so majorly people think in terms of engineering, but before influencing the engineering team, you should influence the design team. You should influence the business team. But sometimes what happens, you will be having a single problem. So for example, the problem is that for Facebook user, people are not hitting likes. They just stop hitting likes, or maybe for they just stop to writing comments. Their comment ratio is significantly dropped down, and CEO of Facebook will say you that, hey, just work on the comment. This is not happening. Why? So you should be empathetic enough to influence to different stakeholders, maybe business or a strategy person, to back your solution or back your research. Okay. And number two, then you have to move to the engineering team to influence them. And now how to influence the different stakeholders. This is an art, basically. That's why I started with the key competency skill, which is soft skills. So first of all, you should have the empathy to understand their mindset. Second thing, you should represent your solution in such a way that it will be consumable from user side. So for example, when you are talking to the business person, you should enroll the business element. Hey, this feature will increase our revenue from X rupees to Y rupees. This feature will increase our engagement metrics from 10% to 12%, like this. But when you are communicating with the engineers, you should understand their language. You should speak to like this. Hey, when you release this product, this will be the tech impact. We should use this, I can say this algorithm to solve this problem. When you are communicating with the user person, you should speak like a user. You should think like, you should say like this. Hey, if I am using the Facebook, why I stopped commenting, because it's very hectic process. So you should be empathetic enough to understand each and every stakeholder, and then you should speak their language. So basically, when you speak their language, you will influence. So that's how you become a great product manager. This is the key skill. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. So I think in the interest of time, we have to end the session here. So just give me a moment here to share my screen, Vikas.
Sure, definitely. Thanks, Swastik.
Thank you, Vikas, for taking time off of your busy schedule to share your valuable insights. It was a really great session, and it was a pleasure having you here. Please accept the certificate of appreciation from the Institute, a small gesture for your participation at this event. And if you scan the QR code, it'll take you to the dedicated Hall of Fame page, which holds a recording of this session. So I'll share with you offline as well. Thank you once again for joining us.
Thanks, Shama, and thanks everyone for listening me with very patiently. And you guys can always connect me on LinkedIn and can always reach me out with beautiful questions. I'll be more than happy to answer this.
Great. Thank you so much, Vikas. And product management, folks, is not a subject that you can get answers to within an hour. And hence,
Definitely.
we have made various platforms available for you. One of them being this coaching session with a faculty expert panel, 30-minute coaching session. So please go and scan the QR code right away to book your session.